Yes, now the boys, welcome back to James Redmond TV. This is the Liverpool versus West Ham preview, and it's live. And I thought I'm going to start doing live previews and live post-match reactions. So the instant match reactions will now be a live stream. The previews will now be a live stream, and I'm not sure if it'll stick like that. But I just thought, you know what? Why not go for it? Because I thought better to get you more involved, get the live chat involved. Now, I haven't got the live chat up in front of me, so if you send me any super chats or if you send me a comment, I might not see it just because I don't want to get distracted from the chat, but all super chats and whatever, I will look at them at the end of the stream 100%. But first, before we get into any of that, I just wanted to let you know that the previews will now be a live stream. The instant match reactions will now be a live stream. And we are working on trying to do better match watch-alongs. So, like, when I do plan to do match watch-alongs, I don't know when that'll be yet, but soon. I want to make sure that everything goes well because obviously you'll be recording for like 3 hours or so, do you know what I mean? But in this video, we're going to be talking about the Liverpool-West Ham game, which takes place on Saturday. It's going to be a big game. West Ham, you know, we're going to talk about them in more depth in a bit, but they're doing well, and you can't take that away from them and David Moyes. They're doing very well, and people can say stuff like, oh, but West Ham haven't, or David Moyes hasn't beat Liverpool at Anfield ever in his career, and you can throw all that out at me, but at the end of the day, it's still a difficult game. They've shown that they have resilience. They've shown that they are a better team this season. They even had a very good dead end to last year. They had a very good spell. And if you look at the run of fixtures that they've probably had the toughest fixtures of any team. Now they've got a very difficult game in Liverpool, but they've been able to soak up the pressure. And, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how Liverpool approach this game, in my opinion, because are we going to go with the normal 4-3-3, which usually means we play a slight high line? I'll get into the lineup a sec. Or will we go with a 4-2-3-1 in which that'll cover the defence a little bit more? We'll still have our attacking options, but it usually means we have to grow into the game a little bit more. It's more of the defensive approach. Does that make sense? I'm very interested, and I do not know. I cannot be in Jurgen Klopp's head right now on what he's going to do, but I am going to predict the lineup that I think will start and that I hope will start it, because I think it's stupid when people try and predict the actual lineups, especially this year when we've got as many fucking injuries as we have. You're not getting any of them. You're not getting, well, you might get a few, but you know what I mean? It's like you're not going to get everything spot on. So I'm going to go with what I want to see from the information that I know is available. But before I go any further with that, I do want to just drop a little bit of news there quick on Virgil van Dijk. There was a statement, and I know this is a preview, but you know I like to give you news when I can. And it's basically a statement from Liverpool on Twitter, and it basically says Virgil van Dijk has undergone successful surgery on his knee, which, you know, his ligament injury, which he sustained against Everton. He will now focus on beginning his rehabilitation, which is amazing. And I know that's not great news because we've still got to wait for Van Dijk for the next 7 months. But I thought, you know what? He's one step closer than what he was yesterday, so we've got to take a positive out of that. And I thought I'd start the video with that little bit of positive news, because obviously I like to give you news, and people don't quite know the situation with Van Dijk and with Fabinho not being available for this game. It's a big story. So going into my predicted lineup, I've gone with a 4-2-3-1, people, and I've gone with a 4-2-3-1, and feel free in the live chat, in the comments, to disagree with me. The only reason why I want to go with a 4-2-3-1, and I will explain more in a bit, but with these injuries, I feel like it's just more of a solid formation. I feel like more people can be safer with the 4-2-3-1, just in my opinion. Again, in the comments, whether you're watching this live or not, I want to know your thoughts, because when you've got to keep rotating the team, they're not going to be fluid. They're not going to have that strong chemistry. Does that make sense? Whereas if you can at least make them a block, if you can make them compact, then not many goals are getting past yet, and we know West Ham can score goals. So I'm going to move into my back five, well, my goalkeeper and my back four. In goal, I've gone with Alisson. Listen, mate, there's no debate. When Alisson's fit, he gets in goal every single time, every single week, of every single day, of every fucking year. There's no doubt about it. And plus, one thing that we've seen with Alisson back in the net recently is his confidence. It shines through, and the defence's confidence shines through. And I've been saying this to people. I've been saying, you've got to watch out that Alisson isn't just a physically good goalkeeper. He's a presence. He's a voice. He's better for the players around him. He can make a Joe Gomez from a 6 out of 10 performance to a 9 out of 10 just simply by telling him where to fucking be. That's what Alisson adds to our team. I really want to know what you all think in the comments down below. But I think I'm pretty confident, I know Alisson will be in goal at Anfield. Plus, it's an Anfield Premier League game, so he's going to be hungry. Moving into the back four, this is where it gets a little bit interesting because we haven't got Fabinho. So, left back Robertson, right back Trent Alexander-Arnold, left centre-back Joe Gomez. So I think we're in agreement to this point. But then I'm going with Reece Williams. Now, I really want to know what you think about this, and I'll even look at the live chat as well, because obviously, with Reece Williams being a potential to start in this game, some people won't be filled with confidence with that. We saw Joe Gomez have shaky performances this season. We even saw Van Dijk have shaky performances this season. Why would we want to see some new kid who's barely had a minute of football? But the thing is, he's been talked about all week as a really good prospect. He's got the basic attributes to be a good centre-back. And here's to why I think we will be okay with Reece Williams at the back. And do you know what, mate? And do you know what? People are saying, yeah, Libre says it, Hendo at centre-back. But the thing is, though, Libre, you can say Hendo at centre-back, but let me give it to you this way. So Reece Williams, yes, he's young. Yes, he's inexperienced. Yes, he's an unknown quantity. But if you put him in this 4-2-3-1 formation, and I will tell you who's in the midfield in a sec, and you put him around Joe Gomez and you put him in front of Alisson, and aren't you filled with a little bit more confidence with that? Let me carry on, and then I'll get back to Reece Williams in a sec. Anyway, me 2 6s, because obviously in a 4-2-3-1, you'll have 2 6s and then your 3 sort of attacker midfielders, winger sort of things. So I'm going with Hendo and Thiago. As you know by the thumbnail, Thiago Alcantara is back for this game, which is fantastic news. And you just know Thiago changes the game by himself. You know that, people. I don't need to tell you this. You know Thiago. The 45 minutes against Chelsea was evident that he can change a game on his very own. Not only was it that, the Everton game, what should have been the winning goal, he was the assist to the assist. And it was a perfect pass, a perfectly placed pass. And I don't think anyone, let alone West Ham, can handle the quality that Thiago Alcantara has to offer. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. But then I do think Hendo will go next to him. Now I can talk about Reece Williams again. So if you put Reece Williams right centre-back, you've got Joe Gomez to the left of him. You've got Hendo and Thiago in front of him. Then you've got Alisson just behind him. Wouldn't you feel confident playing around them players? Because I know I would, and I'm not even a footballer, but I would feel confident with Thiago and Hendo in front of me, Joe Gomez to the left or right of me, and then Alisson behind me. That's what I'm comfortable with. If you think about it in perspective, people, Joe Gomez has his poor performances with Adrian behind him. Same with Van Dijk. When Alisson's there, he's telling them what to do. He can easily coach Reece Williams to a good game against West Ham, in my opinion. Especially when I tell you that Antonio is missing for this game. And like I said, I want to talk about West Ham more in a bit. But you cannot disregard Reece Williams in this game because he has the attributes to be a good centre-back. He just needs direction. He hasn't had the age and mentality, but that's where he's got a voice behind him in Alisson. So as long as he can follow instructions, which is easier said than done, then it's perfect for him, mate. Do you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. Again, I'm very intrigued to know what you have to say. So that's me back 5. So my goalkeeper is Alisson, back 4, Robbo, Joe Gomez, Reece Williams, Trent Alexander-Arnold. 2 DMs is Hendo and Thiago. Now moving into the attacking side of things. So in my formation, I've got 3 attacker midfielders and a striker. I think you've got an idea who I'm going with here. On the left, I'm going with Sadio Mane. On the right, I'm going with Diego Jota. In the middle, I'm going with Roberto Firmino. Thought he looked better in the last game he played in the number 10. Linked up the play more. Let me tell you another thing about Firmino. It allows him to track back. Because when you've got 3 men up front, by the way, my striker's Salah as well. Because now when Firmino drops back, you're not missing a man up front for the counter-attack. You've got Jota, you've got Mane, you've got Salah, all there ready to go. And Jota's quicker than Firmino. He's more of an explosive, a better attacker in that sense. So that's why I'd love to see Jota start more. And I even done a video on Jota earlier. He's looking amazing, people. Even his goals, contributions to games is looking better. So I would love to see that. I want to know what you think about that team of the 4-2-3-1. Because I think that can get goals. I think it has more cover for players like Reece Williams at the back. People say Hendo, people say Gini, people even say Milner to start centre-back next to Gomez. But why, when you've got Reece Williams there, who's an actual natural centre-back? And then when you take Hendo out that midfield, you're taking everything that he offers in that midfield away as well. So you're not improving your centre-back position massively, but you're also degrading your midfield. Does that make sense? Anyway, so talking about that team as a whole, mate, there's a few things to take out. Thiago's back, which is brilliant, like I mentioned. Salah's actually fit because we had a scare against Midfield, but it came out that he's fit as well. So that's all good. People are saying, what should we expect if Williams starts? But my opinion on it is Antonio, he's not playing this game. Now, if he was playing, I'd be a little bit more concerned because I know he would be driving, because this is the type of player that he is. He's very driven. He goes at, he runs at defences, and he would take advantage of a young Reece Williams, in my opinion. But the fact that he's not playing in this game due to an injury, that's perfect, because now West Ham are going to have to go with a Haller, who doesn't really fit their system, their new striker. He's about 6'3", he's a goal poacher, actually a good striker, and doesn't put it past him to score a couple against Liverpool when he hasn't been playing well for West Ham. But on an overall basis of the whole story, he doesn't fit their play. They play with a 5 in the midfield or a 5 at the back. Sometimes they switch it up. Either way, that doesn't fit in because he's up there by himself and he needs service. He needs wingers beside him to be able to put that ball into the box. He doesn't have that at West Ham. So I can see him being neutralised. I don't see him causing many problems. When I look at the West Ham team as a whole, the standout players here, mate, Fabianski, of course, a great goalkeeper, one of the better goalkeepers in the league. Ogbonna, West Ham fans couldn't speak more highly of Ogbonna over the past year and a half, because apparently he's just been doing absolutely amazing. I can't echo that because I haven't watched Ogbonna recently, but I know that he used to play for Juventus. I know that he's got class about him, and I know that he's done okay for West Ham since they've joined. You know, they've even got Masuaku left back, Kufal right back, who's been doing decent. But then they've got other offensive players, Fornals, who scored against us the last time we played against West Ham. But you can't ever look past players like Declan Rice, who is another experienced Premier League player who you know will want to take control of this game. So I am very, very interested to see how this game pans out. I'm interested to see how West Ham approach this game. But regardless what lineup they start and whether they start their star players in like Antonio and whatnot, they're very unpredictable. And David Moyes has been very unpredictable recently. So we need to be aware of anything. And I know it's a very easy thing to say. I know that it's not the greatest footballing analogy ever, but we've got to be aware of anything because that's just the team that David Moyes has been. People are saying, aren't you worried about Lanzini and stuff? He hasn't been playing for West Ham. From my knowledge, he hasn't been playing. So, by the way, I just want to say thank you for the super chat, Alex. All super chats will be mentioned at the end of the video. It's just I don't want to be interrupting while I'm talking about the game. But back to the point that I was making about David Moyes. He comes at games differently and he knows a plan if it's going wrong. So he's got a plan B, he's got a plan C. He's actually a good manager. He's actually probably better than most of the managers at some of the top clubs. And you've got to give that respect to David Moyes, even though he's a fucking blue shite, you know what I mean? But he's a good manager. He will want to attack this game. And West Ham need some points, even though they've had some tough fixtures. They've been playing difficult opposition. They've been nicking points here and there. Now, they've got some great wins over like Leicester and Wolves as well. So I'm not taking anything away from West Ham. In fact, I feel like I'm giving them the respect by looking slightly concerned. Because I look slightly concerned, don't I? But still, we can win this game. We should win this game. With or without Reece Williams, we should win this game. So when I give you a score prediction, am I worried about West Ham? Yes. Do I think they can score a couple of goals without Antonio? Yes. But I still think we can win this game 3-1. And I really hope we can do so because I think that would be a great result. Liverpool need 3 points. I know it's kind of a thing that I'm saying every week, but when you're a title competitor, you do need 3 points. You don't know if Man United are now going to start kicking in because they're looking quite good. You don't know if Everton are going to find the feet again because they just had one bad performance. Do you know what I mean? I'm interested to see how it all goes, and I want to know your opinions in the comments down below. Now, before I do go, obviously I did say that I was going to look at any super chats if any was sent, so I'm going to make sure that I do that now before I end the video. But if you have enjoyed the video, be sure you leave a like and you subscribe. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we've got one here. Everton fan, where Merseyside team's finishing. I just want to say thank you to Alex CH for that super chat. And when you ask me, Everton fan, where the Merseyside team's finishing, I'd say Everton should be fighting for the top 4 with the manager that they've got. And Liverpool should be fighting for the title with the fact we've just won the league. But no, thank you for the £2, my mate. It does mean a lot. But thank you, everyone, very, very much for watching this video. It's massively appreciated. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any more. No, I haven't. I want to say thank you to the mods as well because we've got a few new mods in there. The chat's been a lot more controlled. Got a few predictions here. 4-1 Liverpool, 3-1 Liverpool. So you agree with me. Absolutely fantastic. Jamie Lane has Doyle made a YouTube channel, James. Not yet, but we will make him to do one 100%. And Alex, one more. Let me put this on the screen. Alex has just sent one last super chat. Thank you so much, my mate. Literally sending £2 to say no problem. That's funny, man. But no, thank you for watching this video. You leave all your predictions and stuff in the comments down below. Thank you for the continuous support. I will be doing a live match reaction for this game as well. They're back, and I'll see you all later. Ta-ra.